So I'm Curt Smith, and I'm in charge of demand gen here at TravelBank, and we provide travel and expense services and a platform for business travelers and all sorts of businesses. I went through this personal experience as I came on in trying to find some optimization software. And I went and looked at a couple options, and when I was ready to kind of make a decision and look at people, I had one who was like right away. I was able to get in contact with someone, and then someone else, I couldn't find a way to schedule anything with someone. I finally emailed somebody, and they're like, yeah, we're like a couple weeks out, we can do that. And I was like, that's not going to work. And I just went with the other person. And then I went and shared the sales experience with our sales team, and I said, we have to be the ones who are there and ready to speak to people when they want to buy. In today's day and age, people will research and research and research, and then when they're ready to buy, they want immediate results and immediate appointments. So Chili Piper was huge for me coming on and being able to implement that. And then I started trying to work on some of our optimization and cutting down the number of fields that's required, and so that's kind of where Clearbit came in. We either had 8 or 9 fields that we were asking for, and so when we would have somebody come request a demo, I would watch the screen recordings, I'd watch the heat maps, and we had so many abandonments that people wouldn't fill all the forms out, and they'd just be like, okay, I'm done with this. When I first came on, I think our form fills were 3.9 to 4.5% depending on the form. Of our completion rate. If somebody viewed a form, that's how many people were reviewing it. Now we're trending towards 8 to 15% depending on the form. So we use Chili Piper as our primary distribution. That's how we're distributing our leads to our sales team. So the typical flow, once I can drive somebody to one of our forms and they're going to fill it out, they'll pop up the schedule and the calendar for whoever sales rep it is assigned to, which is another big key thing. As I mentioned before, we capture the number of employees, and so we do have one enterprise rep, and he approaches his sales process differently. So within Chili Piper, we'll be able to assign those directly to our enterprise rep, and then the rest of our AEs can capture that information. And once it's distributed to them, on Hubspot on the back end, because like I said, we'll only capture the email, phone number, and first name and last name a lot of times. HubSpot will use Clearbit to enrich all that data and provide as much information as it can. And then that will update throughout Salesforce so that by the time the AE comes for their meeting, they have all that information that we didn't have to ask for, but they still are able to capture that information. Even though our sales team will go and they'll follow up with them and say, hey, we'd love to book Chance, I feel like 50% of the time it's kind of hit or miss. But when they book with Chili Piper, I'd say 80 to 90% of those meetings actually happen, which is great to see.